Want to start us off? Scott and then Luke, please.
Goes without saying, Eddie, you must be absolutely delighted. We've sat here and talked to you away from home plenty of times this season, and it hasn't gone so well, but that was superb tonight.
You could say that again. I'm just pleased I don't have to answer the dreaded questions on it. We've got a lot of work to do, obviously, to, consistently say that we've, solved some of the issues that we've had, but it's a step forward, and that's a big moment for us, confidence-wise, for the general feeling. Back-to-back wins in the Premier League, that will help us no end. And now we have 2 home games that we need to try and capitalise on.
And how pleasing, particularly, that you've made changes tonight. You brought in the likes of Lewis, Anthony, who maybe haven't played an awful lot of football in the last couple of months, but they were big parts of that win tonight for you. Yeah,
they were. I was really pleased for the squad today because it was a squad victory. Really, we made changes because I wanted no fatigue on the pitch. I didn't want the feeling that I had after the Brentford game, the West Ham game, where I felt we were tired and lethargic. So with that in mind, I think we have to trust the squad and use the squad. And they repaid that faith. The players that came in, I thought, were excellent. The players that remained from the previous games did well too. I thought we had a good look about us. I thought we had our athleticism and pace in the right areas of the pitch. And yeah, the players played very well.
It's interesting. You always say that new signings take a bit of time to adjust to you, but the 3 of them today, Malik Thiaw, Woltemade and Anthony Elanga, played a really big part in that victory today, which must give you some satisfaction as well.
I think you can never sort of tell how long it's going to take for any player to settle fully. I think all 3 players that you mentioned there can easily play and do well in the team. Just some take longer to get to grips with tactically how we do things or our style of play. But I'm pleased with all 3 players that you mentioned. All the summer signings, I believe, are good players and will help us long term. It was great to see Nick score again and Anthony assist him, and scoring from set plays has been something we haven't done enough. It was great to see that aspect of our play very strong today as well. So I think there's a lot of positives to take.
And how important are your 2 young English fullbacks as well?
Hugely important for us. We're under no illusions. They're big players. They bring their athleticism, their technical quality, their ability to get up and down the pitch. I thought they were both very good today. Lewis suffered a bit of cramp at the end, so we need to continue to build up his resilience and his robustness, but 2 good performances.
Eddie, if Nick Pope had been fit today, would he have started the game?
Good try. That's something for me to know. I think Nick, we're disappointed to lose him. We can't afford to lose any player. He suffered an injury just towards the end of training. I didn't name the team yesterday. So we were just training as normal, and it just, I think, wrong-footed on a shot and just felt something in his groin more after training than sort of in that moment. And yeah, we hope he's not out for long. We need him back. He'll have a scan in the next few days to find the damage.
And Ramsdale coming in, he couldn't have had a better, let one in at the end, but couldn't have had a better night, really gave the team a different dimension in some ways.
Yeah, I will say Nick and Aaron are very different goalkeepers. They've got different strengths. Still very effective, both of them. And Aaron, I think, showed his qualities with the ball at his feet today. He distributed the ball very well. Wasn't overly worked necessarily in terms of shots, but what he did have to handle it, I thought he did well. Don't think he'd do much for the goal. So I think it's a good day for him and for the back 4 in front of him. Just a good day for the team in general, really.
Eddie, it felt like you got around Nick a lot more, like up the top end. Some of those games that you referenced there, he was perhaps a bit isolated, but it felt like you got up the pitch and he was a lot more involved.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think possibly linked to athleticism as well and freshness and the ability for the players to run. As I said, those 2 games that I mentioned that stick out in my mind as negatives were we looked lethargic and tired. And the European games take so much out of you in different ways, and we obviously had a very late night in Marseille on Tuesday, travelling back, and had to try and get the week right to try and get the players entering this pitch physically able to match Everton and surpass Everton if possible physically. And I felt that was a big sort of tick in the box for the players, because on midfield, where the game's won and lost for me every week. I thought we're really strong. Louis played a big part in that. Congratulations to him on a really strong performance and goal and assist. And a really good day for him personally, I think.
Yeah, and I guess for him as well, to try and break into that midfield is probably your strongest part of the team, isn't it? I mean, top players in there, but for him to come on and give you that option now moving forward, it just makes the squad look a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's not only Louis. I mean, you got Joe Willock coming on the pitch and doing well again today after doing well in midweek. Jacob Ramsey coming on and doing really well again. So I think the strength of that unit is improving all the time, and it's given me a lot of good options to have, especially like today I put the two midfielders on in wide areas and they helped us see the game out. You want the options, you want the strength. We've got a few injuries at the moment, which we need to try and navigate this period and try and get as many players back as quickly as possible.
Eddie, the moments at the end when you were in front of the fans and just soaking in that moment, that must have been important for you and the players as well as the fans, really. Yeah,
really important, because obviously we haven't had that feeling enough or at all. I felt a real sense of disappointment and regret really in Marseille, because the supporters have had a difficult journey there. It was a difficult experience for some of them, and I felt we let them down to a degree. We couldn't get the win or a positive result that maybe our performance deserved, but I think our supporters deserved. And very pleased today that we're able to put that right and give them that winning feeling to travel back to Newcastle with.
Yeah.
Hi Eddie, you'll know by signing Malik Thiaw, good of a player he was, but has he surprised you given how quick he's adapted to the Premier League?
Yeah, again, like following on from Luke's question, you never quite know how long it will take a player to feel comfortable and confident within the team and with their peers and in the way that we play. I think Malik had a little period where he had to wait. Fabi and Dan had done really, really well. Then I think Fabi got concussion. He got an opportunity and he's never looked back from that moment. And today I thought he was outstanding. Two great goals, two huge moments for us. But he's been really consistent. I think that's the biggest compliment I can give him. He's physically been able to handle the games. He's looked really strong, and another top performance.
And have you overcome a mental blockage today by winning on the road?
Time will tell. I'm not going to make any massive statement after winning today. It's a good feeling. It's an important win for us. I thought we won well as well. I think that was important. We scored goals, which we haven't done enough of. But there's a long way to go.
Okay, and last one, please, Sean McCauley.
Hi Eddie, you said yesterday about how good Lewis Miley's crossing quality was, and obviously we saw that come into fruition straight away with the corner for the first goal, and the set pieces all night seem to cause them real problems. How pleased were you with that aspect of the game tonight?
Very pleased. It's something we haven't done well enough so far this season. I think historically we've been very, very good from set plays. We've always scored goals and looked like we're going to score, and I think we've been unfortunate a few times that we haven't scored more. I think the chances have been there for us, but today Malik scored two great headers. Big moments. You need to be on the right side of set plays. If you're on the wrong side, it will cost you games, as the Arsenal game did for us, but also can win your games, and we're delighted to be on the right side today.
And just in terms of the Premier League, obviously it's a second successive win now after beating Man City last weekend. How important do you think it is now to sort of build that momentum when the table's so congested?
Yeah, well, it's huge. The two home games we have now. This is a big week for us. It's rare you have midweek Premier League games, so obviously we've been used to that with Europe. But this is the Premier League. This is so important. And Tottenham and Burnley at home, two massive games, two tough games. But we'll look forward to it after back-to-back wins.
Dom, do you have a question?
Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
You touched on Lewis Miley quite a bit. His 60th game for the club today. Is it almost easy to forget how young he is, given the maturity and quality he played with, particularly today, but over the course of the past few years as well?
It is very easy because when you see him play, he plays with a real maturity. He very rarely gets flustered about anything. He's very level, very calm, not your normal average teenager, So the quality that he possesses, I think he's always had. I think athletically he's getting better. Technically, I think, the goal is a great example of his technical quality, but the assist is even more pleasing for me. He's got a real challenge on to get more game time with the midfield that we have, but I certainly back him to do it.
And Sven Botman missed out today. You mentioned he's back yesterday. Any update on him?
Yeah, he's been to see a specialist, I think, or is going to see a specialist, should I say. Fingers crossed it's not too long. Any absence with a player of Sven's qualities, especially with the injuries that he has had, is a blow for us. So fingers crossed. Thank you. Cheers, guys.